Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about the real reason why Grand Theft Auto 6 likely won't be releasing anytime soon. And I found this incredibly interesting article on Tech Radar that essentially talked about the same thing. The title was literally, "Why would Rockstar release GTA 6 anytime soon?" And it talks about the success of Grand Theft Auto Online, and also one of the challenges that Rockstar is going to have in the future. So I'll leave the entire article in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself, but let's dive into it. So many of us are impatiently waiting for Rockstar Games to officially announce GTA 6, or at least that it's in the works, but the recent earning call that they had, Grand Theft Auto publisher Take-Two Interactive hinted that we might not see a new GTA anytime soon. In case you guys are wondering or you actually missed that conference, this is what Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick said. He said, "Given that we're a company that depends on our creative teams to make as close to perfect products as possible, we have to be willing to live with the vagaries of product deliveries. And that means sometimes we will have thin frontline years. But even in those frontline years, we've been able to deliver really great financial results." And essentially what he's talking about are, Rockstar not coming out with games every single year, which we're accustomed to, but GTA 6 taking longer than normal. It almost sounds like Take-Two Interactive expected it to be out at this point, and that it also could be a while. But anyways, getting back to some of the other points of that earning call, Take-Two Interactive also revealed that Grand Theft Auto Online delivered its best holiday quarter ever for both audience size and net bookings. And this is definitely due to the success of the two updates that we saw this year, the Diamond Casino and Resort update in July, and Diamond Casino Heist update in December of 2019. And Strauss Zelnick goes on to say, "We're now on track to deliver a new record for Grand Theft Auto Online recurrent consumer spending in fiscal 2020, which basically means more people are going to be buying shark cards than ever. And sales of Grand Theft Auto 5 also are now more than 120 million units. So those are the details right there. And you might be wondering what the reason is GTA 6 won't be releasing soon. And the simple answer is Rockstar doesn't have to. And that's because Grand Theft Auto Online is proving to be a gold mine for them. So getting back to that figure we talked about earlier, 120 million copies of GTA 5 have been sold globally. And according to the earnings call, Take-Two Interactive expects Grand Theft Auto Online to be one of its biggest earners for fiscal year 2020, with the publisher expecting current consumer spending to grow approximately by 10%. Primarily driven by growing Grand Theft Auto Online. So realistically, there's no financial pressure for Rockstar to release GTA 6 anytime soon, even if fans are waiting for an announcement or any news altogether. And that's because GTA 5, more specifically Grand Theft Auto Online, is still a huge money earner with consumer spending growing year over year, which again roughly translates to people buying more shark cards every single year, which is why it wouldn't make sense to try and shift those consumers to a new game right now, which is potentially what Rockstar would try and do if GTA 6 were to be released. And that actually brings up an interesting topic which we're going to be discussing for the rest of this video, is what are the possible options for Rockstar approaching Grand Theft Auto Online and GTA 6? How are they going to make these two work together? So the first option the article talks about is to move everyone over as quickly as possible. So the first approach would potentially to be releasing GTA 6 in the next few years, likely late 2021 or 2022, with an online mode available straight away. And then Rockstar would try to transition Grand Theft Auto Online players to the new online mode. However, there's a couple of things that don't quite make sense with this. This goes against Rockstar's MO. In GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, the online multiplayer mode was not available from day one. I think Rockstar likes people to focus on the single player before diving into online. And another reason why Rockstar might not do this is because it's a risky move. As we've seen with Red Dead Online, gamers aren't always keen on moving elsewhere when they've poured hours into a game, especially when they have sank their well-earned cash into the game's transactions that they're less likely to lose in a new iteration of an online multiplayer mode. Unless, of course, Rockstar finds a way to transfer funds to a new game, which might make the transition a little bit smoother. Now, the second and more probable option is that we see GTA 6 release in the same release window, 2021-2022, but without an online mode, at least initially. And this would allow players to purchase GTA 6, however, they could still play Grand Theft Auto Online. And what Rockstar could then do is implement an online mode for GTA 6 a few months, weeks, or years later after launch, slowly transitioning players from online to the new online mode. Again, I don't know like the logistics or the technical things behind that, but that seems like a decent approach. Almost give people in Grand Theft Auto Online sort of like a doomsday counter, where like every single day the game reminds them, hey, GTA 6 is out, you've got 6 months until we transition to the new online mode, so wrap up everything you want to do in this Grand Theft Auto Online because we'll be moving to the next multiplayer mode. That's just something to think about right there. And it's hard to say how this will affect GTA 6's multiplayer because remember, Grand Theft Auto Online's mode launched within weeks of the base game, but it didn't start gathering a lot of steams until a few years later. But again, it's hard to now know because since Grand Theft Auto Online has been developed for a couple of years now, would this be the exact same thing with GTA 6? So we're not sure. It's also worth taking into account the extra time that may be required to develop GTA 6's online mode on the next generation consoles. However, on that same call, Take-Two president Karl Slatoff is confident that the transition of the publisher's live service titles will be successful. He said what exactly the transition is going to be between the console cycles will vary, but there's no reason to believe that the success that we're experiencing with those services would be any less in the new generation, that is, in the old generation. Now, the problem with that is not all players may want to move to next generation consoles as soon as possible. It sounds like it's going to be expensive based off of pricing rumors and reports, which means that giving them the option to slowly transition to a new online mode might be beneficial. Now, the last, least likely, but also most interesting option here is that Grand Theft Auto Online goes independent. And instead of simply being a multiplayer mode for GTA 5, it could become a game in its own right, without ties to the core of the Grand Theft Auto titles. And this is something that I thought Rockstar was trying to do with Grand Theft Auto Online from the beginning. There's a reason they don't technically call it GTA 5 Online, because it's its own separate mode. So it makes you wonder, could GTA Online operate independently, where it receives updates but isn't technically tied to something like Grand Theft Auto 5? And so what Rockstar could do with this is they could make it free to play or free to download on consoles or through the Rockstar Games launcher on PC, and then again just simply rely on shark cards like they're doing right now. However, this approach would likely impact the sales of the core game. And that seems to be a big draw of players to GTA 5 is the free online multiplayer mode, which comes with the game that you paid for. So this could honestly have a huge impact on core game sales, and Rockstar might not actually want that to happen. Now, at the moment, we can only speculate on what's going to happen with GTA 6 and Grand Theft Auto Online, but remember in that same conference, Take-Two Interactive said it has more to reveal about its pipeline plans in the coming months. So let's just hope that something they have to reveal is GTA 6 related. But I found this topic to be incredibly interesting, and that explains sort of the real reason why GTA 6 is probably not going to be coming out anytime soon. Rockstar is making a boatload of money in Grand Theft Auto Online, and they might be worried about transitioning away from something that is so successful right now. And it's probably the reason why this is the longest gap we've ever seen between Grand Theft Auto titles, going on almost 7 years now since the original release, and roughly about 5 years since the PC release, which would still make it the longest distance between GTA release titles of all time. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think the real reason why Grand Theft Auto 6 has not been released yet, and what do you think of the options we talked about today as far as transitioning to the next multiplayer mode? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.